Oh, are we already live? And I'm just being rude, looking at ancient artifacts. Well, my friends, this is not an ancient artifact. Let me tell you something here. This is actually a list of businesses that are crying out for your help. Because if these businesses that are in here, and you can look on almost every page of one of these historical artifacts for businesses crying out for your help because they have money and they have needs. They want to be seen. They're spending giant loads of money on things that people, it's crazy. They're spending giant loads of money on things people throw away. And this is Ryan Baggott. I'm the founder and CEO of Chatbot Builder, aka the ChatbotKing. I am here from the future to help you. And I've got 3 friends with me that they probably think I'm crazy because I am. But I'm just looking here at 1, 2, 3 different ads here, my friends, on this page. Okay, while they're talking about TikTok. And then I've got another page. Look at all these ads. Do you see this? These are businesses crying out for your help. If you don't believe me, try me. Where's Deja Loaf? Try me. Go to your local or any business USA, any city USA. I just threw it away already on camera, and ask them, how much is it to run on one of my advertisements in your beautiful paper that's got usually no color. Sometimes it does, but it's going to make your artwork look like crap. You're not going to get any data. You're not going to understand what's going on unless you got one of the clippity coupons. But I might lose that. I might not even cut it out. You might be turning 35 like me in September and never have read one of those things. This is an ancient artifact. What's going on, guys? You've not just totally landed into the loony bin yet, because luckily we do have the wonderful Wendy joining us tonight, and she is the one who is muted but keeps us all sane and okay and moving forward. And not only that, we've got D Money. Everybody loves this guy. D Money in the house, and then very, very, very special VIP, someone I'm just so pumped that is here with us, my man Luis. The legend himself emerges to teach y'all how to make some money with marketing. How are y'all doing today? Thank y'all so much for joining me. How's it going, Miss Wendy?
Well, good. Just having fun. Some bucks.
Just having fun. For those of you guys that don't know, you probably do know. Most of you actually know Wendy probably more than you'd know me at this point. She is the VP of CBB. And along with Wendy, we've got D Money, who we've had several times, who's going to be talking about some exciting things. Danny, what's going on, man?
Living La Vida Loca with CBB.
Living La Vida Loca, man. I think I know that song, but I can sing. That's some Spanish I know, baby. Is that Enrique or Ricky? One of the two. I don't know. They're both really good, better dancers than me. I don't know about better singers. Now, I'll tell you who's looking better than both of those dudes over here, looking like Mr. Swag, Mr. Education, Mr. Money. Luis, what's going on, homie? Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Hey, man, so excited to be here and so pumped, man. It's never been such a great time building bots, building AI stuff. Today's the day. Like, that's just it.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us for the podcast, because that's all you really need to know right there. He just dropped the whole bomb. You can just stop watching now, go build the bots, and we'll see you guys for the next episode. Click. My man, you couldn't have said it any better. Then that's why you're here. And before we just jump into it, it is just kind of what we do at CBB. If you don't know, now you know. Obviously, Asta, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming through in the clutch, because this dude busted out the daggone live video image, the thumbnail, with revisions, posted that mug, got it out to the communities, and his homesick with the bird flu. Or it's not the bird flu, but he's eating chicken noodle soup, not feeling good. And so thank you, Asta. Go to bed now. You've done your work for the weekend, man. Go chill. We do have The Rock in the house. I'm proud to say The Rock is with us. Ace up my sleeve. What's going on? Rick. Finally someone new talking about, well, I can't see everyone on this thing. Sometimes StreamYard doesn't show me everything. But we've got lots of people here. Hans is here. What's going on? What's going on? Man, I'll tell you what. Everybody's here. Man, I got a few. Man, we're going to have to feature your videos too. Shout out to everyone that's been making videos. Yeah. Craig, you got to come up here next. And Joel, if you don't know the wolf of AI, he's going to have to be a regular. But I'm not going to be rude to the amazing guests that I have. Who would like to go first? If you have any of the three volunteers here, we're talking about making money with marketing in May. That is what we are in business for. It's not to make friends, although that is what it feels like sometimes at CB Bizzle. We're friends with everybody. Yeah, that's true. When you've got money, a lot more people do want to be your friend. But in our community, it's more than about money. Obviously, if you just look at the posts, like when people genuinely want to help, and those that don't kind of get to understand what the feeling of a boot feels like, if you catch my drift. but let's talk about making money with marketing here. What do you think, Danny? I want to go straight to you because you and we relate in so many ways in our industries that we've worked in. What are some of the most effective ways that you have helped your clients make money with your marketing power and your marketing skills? Because you are a marketing master. I'm going to give you the stage.
So you opened up the live with some props and the ancient artifact with the newspaper, right? I actually remember reading newspapers back in the day, but there's actually a tool, right, that people can use to identify these businesses who are hurting, right, who are just throwing their money away for ads that are not being tracked. You're not gathering customer data, right? Papers are going to the trash for the most part, right? It's just like the yellow pages, right? But they're actually you can consider them sort of like a fountain of leads, right? So you open your newspaper, you can walk to the nearest establishment and have a conversation with a business owner, with a decision maker that is probably not getting the results, obviously not getting the results that you will be able to get them with a simple AI chatbot that you can build right on location and just blow their mind and just scale that from them. You don't have to add all the bells and all the whistles, and confuse the person. Just build something that is entry level, that is going to be functional and is going to serve some sort of purpose, right? And then once you get them in the door, you can scale it and maximize that account.
Man, that was perfectly said, man. What do you got, Wendy? I see it on you. You got something to add there?
No, I was thinking because he was mentioning how to make money without confusing a lot of the owner. And let's go back to what he was saying about the newspaper. Yes, these people is maybe new to advertising or had never promoted their businesses, so they don't know better. And I don't know if you noticed in the Facebook group, but we did a little dynamic where I was asking you, what would you like to tell your past self when you were just first starting? And Kelly shared a poem and it was amazing. Kelly was telling us that basic bots sell. So it's just what Dan is saying. Like, don't overcomplicate stuff. People need speed to answer questions so the users can become their clients. That's it. Start there, and then you can grow. You can make it bigger. That's the whole goal.
That is so good. I'm finishing up the little bomb you dropped there, quoting the Queen, because she, you're always right. Oh, I put you on the spot there, Luis. Let me take you off there. Obviously, I'm not Stephanie, who can just drive the. Oh crap! I'm gonna have to see if I can get my book up here to promote Stephanie. I just got her first book. For those of y'all who don't know, Stephanie was just on one of our recent podcasts, and I brought her on specifically to get CBB Nation moving and grooving on this video thing. And she just dropped so much value. And so, to this point, after that episode, I made a point to buy her book, the previous book, because I didn't have it yet. Bought that, came into the mail, and it's a big old book too. And I guess her book is, I believe, is coming on the 10th, May 10th. So for any of y'all that really enjoyed her time with us, and she's a big, she mastered the platform in like 2 days. It was insane. Be sure to cop her book. And we do like to promote within our community. So, but what you just said was important from the Bot Queen. Basic bots sell, and that is from Chatbot Queen Kelly Noble Marabella. We love her so much. She's amazing. And this is it brings me back to something I said on when I was like, a lot skinnier and younger, and feels like ages ago, but it was just a couple years ago. I said, basic bots can solve big problems, right? And this is where it all like started for me. But before I jump into my whole spiel, Luis, my man, I like that shirt, by the way. You need one of these hats, Wendy. We've got to get the retail cranking next week, and we're gonna.
The story is making me cry still. I was on the background and I was like trying to click all the buttons.
Don't you worry. We'll get that.
I know what it is now. Yeah.
I'm gonna call the head of Webflow myself. Call them up on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because all CEOs, they give out their phone numbers and they answer the phone, right? I mean, we do over here. But anyways, that's a different story. Luis, what's going on, man? Give the viewers out there who don't know you, since this is your one of your first times with us all. Well, not your first time, I don't think. Is it? Is this your first time with us on here? No, I think it's your second time. But for those that don't know,
my second appearance,
second time. For those that don't know, give a little bit of background on who you are and why you are such a living legend. Like, I've only heard the myths, and then I met you and I was like, oh my God, they're all true. Tell the world who you are, man. Give yourself a little bit of shine, man, because you earned it.
Hey, well, thank you. I'm Luis. I'm from Mexico, and I've been in the chatbot space for around like 6 years, which might sound like a little, but it's ages in this world. So I've been educator in some other platforms. I've had over 2,000 students in over 17 countries in the last years. And man, I love the game. I love what you're doing here. And I think my message here, I've been when literally the word chatbot started sounding in the marketing world, and it has never been this easy, man. You've made it so damn easy. Like, I remember like years ago when I was starting my chatbot agency, I was literally knocking doors and talking to business owners, like you just said, like go to your city, go to the local businesses. I went 6 years ago knocking doors, and I remember like, hey, this is a chatbot. It can help you with your business 24/7. And they were looking at me like if I had two heads or something, like three eyes. They were looking at this crazy guy selling chatbots. No one knew what a chatbot was. It was so hard to educate the business on chatbots. But nowadays, like everyone knows what a chatbot is, but especially everyone knows what AI is, what ChatGPT is. It's become so trendy. You can literally go to trends.google.com and see how trendy it is. And in today's world, every day everyone and their moms want AI. Like everyone and their cousins wants AI. So today's the day. It's never been so easy, and I'm just impressed by how I can talk to people, be 10 minutes in a meeting with them, just taking notes on their product, on their thing, and then just putting that into a prompt, getting an assistant running in literally 30 seconds and showing them live how it would work for their business. People just get their minds blown, and it's never been so easy to make money with this, trust me.
Man, I see why. Actually, shout out to Jetsuri, who is one of our newest support agents, who I found out after we hired her. I didn't even know this, for real. I didn't know she was a student of yours until after we hired her. I think she told me, or maybe you told me, one of the two. But she was a student of yours, and she is excellent. She's one of the hardest workers that we've got. And we love her. She's doing such a great job. I just spoke with most of the support team earlier today, except old Brian. Brian, I think, was sleeping, as he deserves to. Brian is the man. Everybody loves Brian. But all three, I've got this message on this. What you got there, D?
Yeah, so I just pulled a message that I left Luis back in November, because when I saw this, I had to tell the world, right? So I'm like, hey, Luis, bro, ¿ya viste esto? Es una bestia. I'm like, I'm telling him, so excited, of what I saw. that I wanted to share with with everybody, especially the quality people from the other platforms. So Luis was one of them.
Well, yeah, dude. Like I said, man, like this dude, Wendy and I have been so focused with our agency that's becoming more and more of a boutique thing of the past itself due to CBB's just prioritization, as it should be. We've had our heads so focused on our client success and building out the tool that we are all loving to use today, that I've just totally been out of the loop. And one of these other platforms, although their global marketing director, keeps on trying to enter my group, they kicked me out of their group for no reason, man. For whatever reason, I can't get into their groups. I've lost track of a whole bunch of chatbot builders from the past. And, many of them have moved on. Matter of fact, truth be told, she told you this before, Kelly moved on. She was bored. It was like, boring. This is like, everything's the same. There's not been a change, and there's no innovation, and some people are born to be challenged. I think all of us here were born to be challenged, but I want to make a point really quick. My guests here tonight, all three of these VIPs, okay, like Luis was saying, these are OGs, guys. There are so many people that have never even considered a secondary thought about what a chatbot is until ChatGPT Tizzle. We initiated it. He's part of the tribe. He, she, whatever it is, part of the tribe, man. ChatGPT Tizzle. I love ChatGPT. Okay, and I love OpenAI's abilities that they provide us along with Gemini and along with Claude. But we've been doing this when it was hard, real hard, and we were doing this where we already knew every single possible thing that could ever happen or go wrong, for the most part. Like back then on the rule-based stuff, because you could. It's essentially like what I looked at as what I called my video games, more or less chess. Building a rule-based chatbot. How good of a chess player are you to think many, many steps ahead of the average person, quote, or the average user, right? How are they going to mess up, and how can I stop them from messing up? Or how can I just make it easy? This is my method. How can I make it the easiest way to do the thing we want them to do and to purchase the thing? Okay, we're about to talk about making money, right? But I need to make that point clear. It's easy, Luis, because number one, OpenAI just opened up the gates with the OpenAI. I don't know if they get full credit, but Open API, not OpenAI, but Open API. This structure has allowed us to use things like Gemini and OpenAI's API in such an amazing way. It's like I can't even explain how they mesh and work together so well. Or at least on our side, it works so well. In some other places, maybe not. But on our side, it is easy. But it hasn't always been that way. I want to make sure that's clear. And I also want to make sure that we don't intimidate people, because what's easy now is still going to be a bit foreign to people that have never made a website, or we've met people that have purchased our agency plan that we discontinued that have never purchased a domain before. So I want to make sure that we speak, to all the digital marketing from the very beginning people to the people that have done this for 20 years, because at this point, in my opinion, and I'm going to shut up, I think we're all at the same level playing field. I think everyone has a shot. That's what makes this so exciting to me. And a lot of people were pissed and not wanting to deal with this stuff because it hurt their egos, because they were dealing with machine learning and dialogue flow, and it took them 12 years to understand all the intents and utterances and all of this stuff. And now you can have someone that's never ever created a chatbot with the right tool and the right prompt make something straight G that would usually take you 3 weeks and a scientist. Am I right about that? What do you think, Wendy?
No, what you're saying is just the thing, because right now it can sound like you're talking about AI and its technology and its innovation, and it's something like super hard to learn, or only super smart people or people with a lot of experience can do it. Truth is, people with a lot of experience also were super challenged because they had to unlearn what they knew about the rule-based bots, because they were coming to Chatbot Builder knowing all of those stuff from before, like all those rules or those gigantic, enormous flows. and they're like, and how do I build now? I actually had a conversation with someone told me, and then all the skills I built on the past few years are gone. Are no longer relevant. Who am I now? And that's something interesting, because that means that we have a new start point, and everyone, new ones and old ones, can go at the same speed. It again started the game. And it's amazing, because going back to what Luis was saying, that it has never been easier. Yeah, but it's still hard if you're in a legacy platform where AI has not been adopted. So that's something that you need to understand also, that it's easy now and on Chatbot Builder.
Yeah, I think that for those of you guys that didn't catch the amazing, I thought it was amazing podcast we had with our new friend who is in our groups now. It looks like he does have an account, and we value people, so I won't lie, I hooked him up. He's got some free time to play, and no pressure on him, but hopefully he stays with us, and we like our customers to be customers for life. That's why we work so hard for them. Danny, what do you think? What do you think about today's landscape of chatbot builders' knowledge when it comes to understanding what's possible with chatbots, whether it be on your website or whether it be, as my cousin Yogati likes to say, going down in the DMs and IG? I'm still cool, not 35 yet. What do you think, man? Where do you see their skills excelling or needing improvement from what you can see? Because I really appreciate all of you, by the way, but especially you, Danny, taking the time to help people in a non-offensive way and in a very understanding way in the group, to say, I get this, but I've been there. I was there 4 years ago, so I know how to solve this person's problem. You might do it with a little bit of fun, because that's what we like to do, but like, it's a place where you're constantly giving value, and so you're observing all these new faces that we're all learning together. Where do you see people right now? Where do you see the space in general?
So it's wide open.
Wide open.
When you mentioned that he was harder before, he was harder, right? I think that we were in the trenches figuring things out, and a platform that was not versatile, platform that was had some limitations. Within the channels, we had limitations, and we had to just, find ways to go around those limitations, right? I think that now it's wide open. It's just wide open, like literally. It's not what AI can do. It's what the heck AI cannot do, right? And the way we're innovating, like almost daily, with new features, with new implementations, new integrations, it just makes me feel like I'm not moving fast enough, right? Even though I speak fast, I move fast, it's like, damn, I need to move faster, right? So one of the things that just blows my mind so much is how some people are not taking a closer look, and they're letting other people just blame some hiccups on bugs they're not really bugs. This is a bug-free zone. We have integrations with so many channels, and we don't experience all these bugs that we hear about in other groups, right? So it just blows my mind how maybe some people have that pride or that fear. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what it was in my own case, right? Because I took some time before I took a serious look at Chatbot Builder. When you came to Jacksonville, and we had we did that video in the parking lot. That was when I saw it, and after that I just could not sleep peacefully, because I was like, this is something big, and it's bigger than I thought, and it continues to blow my mind every single time, and just grateful for that.
Man, absolutely, dude. And I'll tell you, what up, Javi? What's going on, dude? That was really, really fun. And you're Mr. in the trenches. That's why I got that on there. One of the reasons I respect you so much, Danny, is I've seen the work you've put in personally. Not that we were ever necessarily competitors, but you were one of the only people, at least in the legacy platform that we played in at the time, before TTT became a thing. For me, I was like, this dude's the one that's closest to me. Like, I had you. So basically, if you're looking at it like like a turf situation. I was all up in your turf, man. I'm South Carolina, but I was traveling multiple times down to Florida, way deep down in Florida, to freaking farms, to all sorts of things. So I always had to be respectful. I never wanted to go in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's the culture I feel like that legacy platform group bred. It was not the culture that we have here, and that's why I'm such a stickler about everyone being very nice. If you're not going to be nice, then like you gotta go, man. Like we don't have time for the negative energy, and I believe that like positivity can't be negative. So if you're gonna, even if you're having a bad day, it could be worse, right? Like that's the way you have to look at things. And the people that look at it like, oh, today's the worst day, and then like 2 days later, oh, today's even worse. Man, I can't even be around those people. I can't talk to them anymore. I gotta like turn them off because it affects me and it affects everybody else. But who it never affects is that guy from that show from the 60s or 70s. Like I forget, but his name was Fonzie. He was Mr. Cool, riding into people's living rooms and motorcycles. And I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, Luis, but you're Fonzie right now, dog. I'm going to put the camera right on you. And I just want to hear what you got on your mind right now as far as what can we do or say to help people understand the value of marketing, and what advice do you have to give to people? And by the way, people in the comments, y'all don't be afraid to ask questions. You've got some massive superstar experts here that have all done the things, and so hopefully I'll be able to pop on some questions now that it's usually just me up here by myself, so I can maybe do a little Q&As. So go ahead, what's on your mind, man?
So basically, like you were saying, like a lot of us come from legacy platforms, which when you grab the newspaper, like literally nowadays I see this platform like that newspaper. Like some people are looking at that newspaper like, man, how can people still be trying to make things work in hard level, when you can just go easy, slim, faster, better, and way more powerful. But what you were saying, some of you said like CBB was like a reset button. Like I think, yeah, in the way that things are being like built, like the skill now is not building the flows and creating these big ass flows that fill up your screen with lots of conditions and stuff. Like the new skill that you have to keep in mind always is the prompt engineering. Like that's like the core of what we're building here. But I think that a lot of the things that I've learned in the past with the past experience, they are still the same. Like the business wise, you have a business that has what I call the high impact actions or high value actions, which is like if you have, let's say, a car dealership. Well, the high value actions there is taking people to have a test drive. That's like the highest value action in a car dealership. And you can see these high value actions in every industry. Like you can go to real estate. What's the high value action in real estate? Well, to go look at the property, right? Or maybe schedule a Zoom call so they can have a virtual, So every business has its roots and has the things that they want to do. I think that you don't need to create some new way of doing business for them. No, like they know their business, they have the things that they need, and it's the core. Like like you're building a building, but the base is the same thing. Like it's the business, and if you know that, if you are able to identify what's valuable for the business, you're gonna crush it. Even if you still don't know how to do prompts, how to do things, that's things that you can learn. But I think that that's the things that I can keep from from my background and the experience that I've been having with chatbots. Like the basics, they are still the same. It's just the way that we're building it that changes.
Bro, you couldn't have said that any better. I want to just throw this out there to anyone that is confused, or you need to unlearn, or you don't want to say goodbye to that giant flow because you spent your blood, sweat, and tears in that thing. Man, I feel you, man. I understood. I remember back in 2017, 2018, being in these groups, seeing these like they were, to me, they look like just designs, works of art, like tattoo looking art stuff, you know, like, man, this thing's trippy. Like, this thing's so giant, like, and shout out to the dev teams and the servers, and when you have all the money in the world to just spend, you can allow people to do crazy stuff, like have 150 nodes and like zoom all the way in and out and like see one dot. Our stuff will be like, nah, stop that. You're crazy. Stop doing that right now. Like, error. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need all that. When you're doing all that, to me, it's like the more pieces to the puzzle. Yeah, the more pieces to the puzzle that you add, the more likely something will break. And then you're going to have to discover through that mess what broke. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you this is something that I think anyone could do. I think it would be a fun exercise. If anyone tries it and says it doesn't work, and you can prove it, I'll give you a free month out of my own pocket. And look at Wendy's like, Ryan, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like all about, go ahead, try it. You know, here's what you do. Look at your legacy flow. Print it out, enlarge it, if it's giant especially. But there's a trick to this, man. Prompt engineering is going to be important. This is going to be something that you can try. This is like, it might earn you a prompt engineering hat if you can do it and prove that it does work perfectly, because I might have done it before. Here's what you do. You know, I think at this point, typing, for the most part, if you watch my videos, it's obsolete. I'd much rather just speak. Whenever Siri can understand my country accent, and even though it thinks I say Chatbot, and that's annoying, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, it understands me pretty well. And so, oh crap, don't let me get off track. Oh, here you go. So what you do is you get your flow on one screen, and you activate your microphone, and in the prompt section in CB Bizzle, all you got to do is you sit there and look at your old legacy spaghetti bowl flow, and you explain that thing verbally out loud. Okay, so the user is going to start by commenting, and then what will happen is we will send a message privately and publicly. The public message says this, the private message says that, and when they do this, they're going to have an option to click a button, and that button is going to do blah, 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 blah. Go all the way down the thing. Go all the way down the conditional paths. So if we already have their email, don't ask for it. Instead, go path A. If we do have their email, go path B, whatever. Verbally say that so your voice is transcribed. And you know what? Do it in your own language. It doesn't have to be in English. That's amazing. That's what's great about AI. Whenever unless one of you guys want to translate, this is very important to understand. I want to make sure it gets like done the right way. I don't trust YouTube's translation of my accent, but this is very important to understand. You can verbally speak what your logical flow is doing. And if that flow worked, 9 times out of 10, if you can verbally say that and put that ja right into your prompt, it's going to twerk like a Friday night at 11:45 p.m. bumping Lil Jon. I swear.
So that's the claim that I just could not get through my head. Like when you said,
oh yeah, I remember. I'm going to find that video right now.
When you said no flow builder, and as I was driving to the hotel to meet you, I'm like, he's got to be exaggerating. It's like, there's no freaking way that you can build a bot without a flow builder. And I just like, I thought 100% that you were just exaggerating, right? But when I saw
you lying,
I started.
You have a video of the first reaction of Danny.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to find it right now.
It's probably on camera at that hotel's pool.
I'm looking for. I know exactly the video. I'm trying to find it. That's got to be on here.
So I have the video, right? I like to watch it every so often because it just.
I found it already.
That's part of the highlight reel, you know. So when I saw what I saw, that I was like, oh, that's what he meant. Of course, and it just went from my head to my heart. I could not look elsewhere because now everything looked like trash.
All right, listen, Danny. All right, so I got the video. It's loading, man. So I'm going to play it here in a second. Hopefully it'll play okay. It's vertical. If it doesn't play correctly, I apologize. But I got it. Of course, I got everything timestamped. CBB Nation, this is why it is so important for you guys to like. Listen, I don't know much about a lot of things, but if I'm going to talk on this thing, I will say with confidence, I have done the thing. That's what you can trust. I don't believe any other CEO out here in my space has built chatbots like any of us you see on this screen. Period. Okay, but what happened here is you explain it. So I took my daughter to the zoo. I knew I had two homies. I had Philip and I had Danny living close to Jacksonville. I think Philip was out of town. I knew I hit you up a couple times. I told you, yo, I'm here. What's up? And you pull up at not a Rari. What was it? What was the car you pulled? The Tezzy. What did I call it? The Tessie. All right, so it's in the video, I think. But before this video happened, like this is the first time we're meeting everyone, first time ever in person, and so I'm in the pool because I'm like on vacation. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always working. That's where my wife gets crunk all the time. Tell him what happened, then I'll play the video.
So I had my laptop, and I said to myself, should I bring the laptop and look like a geek? I'm going to the pool. Should I bring the laptop? No, I'm going to leave it in the car. So I just, left the car with my phone, and that's what we use. My cell phone, my iPhone. You were in the pool, I was not, and you just build a bot real quick. And I was like, what the hell? That was just that was it. I mean, all I had to do was take a closer look, right? So that's what we're doing.
There it is. Closer look. An open mind. All right, let me see if I can play this.
All right, so just got done with the pool here in Jacksonville, Florida, and now it's time for business because who am I with? The man. And guys, look at this whip my man's got here. It's like a spaceship, but we got something to say. If you've ever built a chatbot, we are going to show you something you've never seen before.
Ryan just blew my brains out again. Imagine building a chatbot without a flow builder.
No flow builder.
No flow builder. Right on my mobile device, right?
We are not YouTubers, guys. We are bot builders. And if you want to go watch some flashy influencer YouTubers, y'all go do that because you're not going to make any money. You'll be taking your notes. And by the time y'all finish your first flow, we've already built 10 bots. And this is going to be the thing for the future. Peace.
Future, did we not?
People like Gary are like, now they're sharing like how they saw that video and they're like, what the hell are these two up to? And they took a closer look, right? These are people who are building stuff, at a higher level, right, within a few months, right? I mean, the proof is in the pudding. It's we're just making an invitation to take a closer look and let the tool do the work. It's as simple as that.
Pepe, look at my man. Look, Luis, you got the whole fan club. I think we're at, what is that, 27, 28 million views already? Okay, so yeah, his fan club's texting him over there too. So I'm gonna drop this over to you, Luis. Educate everyone because you're the polished, baby. You're polished. You got the. Well, ladies first. You want to ask the question? You go ahead.
No,
and then,
no, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Because go first. Always.
You know me. My mind's 100,000 places. I'll forget in 5 seconds. So, would you help my man here with it? Or I think I don't know. I'm thinking it's Dan. I can't say the other part of that user handle. How do you help this guy? I know you've had to have many classes, and you probably help thousands of people with this one. What's your advice here, Luis?
This is one of my favorite ones, man.
I love it.
So I'll do literally step by step thinking about this, because you said what business should I focus on? I usually suggest, and I really like to niche down. That's going to make your life easier because it's easier to have the social proof. Think about this in the future. If you want to do this long term, think about having a niche or a set of people with similar needs that you can help. And you say which one should I go for? Because there's e-commerce, there's real estate, there's money in every niche that's a growing industry. So with this said, if you want to go and help and do AI bots for newspapers, you're gonna go broke, death broke. So just try to find a niche that's growing or that's very, very stable, that has money, and create an offer for them. It doesn't have to be this complex, and I really suggest that you don't go super fancy with I got package 1 and deal number 2, deal number 3, this one is this one costs that, and just go as simple as you can so that people don't get confused, and don't give them options I can do this for X amount of money, and I can solve this problem. Like, you are not even selling bots, you are not even selling AI. You're trying to sell a solution to a problem. So let's say, hey, I see that your business has, or I texted your business on Instagram, and I noticed that it took your guys 4 hours to just give me a quote on whatever, right? You know that these 4 hours are crucial. I can help you manage your incoming leads 24/7 instantly with AI. And try to mention AI because it gets people crazy. So
Man, it's the sexiest word in tech,
that's
son.
like
Sexy sells.
like I think that Dan sounds like Dan, like maybe you are a dude. So like, you just go straight to a girl and say, I build AI stuff. Like they'll go crazy. today's like,
The world is silent.
it's like the thing, man. So just
Facts, you gotta pull up in a car like D Money pulls up in the test. He's like, yo, I build AI. They're like, all right, let's go. I wouldn't know. I've been married for 10 years, so I'm out of the game. My wife still thinks I'm cool sometimes.
The game right now, so yeah.
Go on, ask your question before you forget, Wendy.
Oh no, I won't forget, because I want not a challenge.
Jeez.
I will love to hear, because we were talking about the skills and how many of those skills were like feeling not relevant, but Luis was talking about, no, I feel like my skills about the business still relevant because it helps me build better, because the business still the same. So thinking about that, hey guys, which one has been the most interesting objection that you have like bullet, or you have like not bullet, dodge, you have dodge, or you have like come up with or I don't know how to call it in Spanish, well in English, like overcome, that's the word. What's the most incredible objections you have overcome, and how did you do it? Because I think many of people who is watching this podcast is trying to sell the first bot or the second or the third, or trying to increase how much they're getting paid for those buildings. So most of them have objections. How did you handle those, and which ones are the ones that you feel, okay, this one you need to learn how to do it? Come on, guys.
I like it. So who wants to go first on that one? That's a great question. How do you handle those objective? Who wants to go first? Danny or Luis? My answer is easy. Hit it, Danny.
I'll take a stab at it. So when I first started building stuff with the other platform, and I was excited, going to business owners, and I was just vomiting words that they didn't understand, right? Click-through rate and geo push notifications, all this stuff that they did not understand, right? So I saw that. I saw the reaction, and I knew that I needed to get better at presenting, right? So it didn't mean bring a flow chart or like, anything but the freaking bot. So, and for the person to experience it in his or her phone, right? So I just get this super simple. I understood that most business owners care only about two things: how you're going to make more money and how you're going to make them save time. Those two things only, right? So maybe a variation of that. But once I started making it super simple, they understood, and by them having it on their phones, they started to imagine the possibilities, right? It wasn't through a Zoom or through an email, but it was face to face, right? I mean, we're in this digital space, virtual summits and all that stuff, but it was face to face that I made a connection to the human, right? And then have the tool do the talking in his or her phone. They started to understand things, and again, entry level bots, and then scale it, because there's so many things that you could scale back then. Imagine now, right? So that's what we did.
I love that. So you dropped the buzzwords, essentially. You kept it simple. You made it to where they don't feel dumb for not knowing what a click-through rate is. They don't care what a click-through rate is, man. They don't care. All they care about, are you going to get me more money or not? I will give you money and kudos, and maybe the VIP if I have one, if you make me more money with the money I give you. That's legitimately the job, in my opinion. What do you got to add there, my man Luis, the Godfather? What do you got, baby? How do you handle this situation?
I think like one of the objections that I've had back in the days, and I really love the way that I worked through it because it took a lot of time. When I was starting, I contacted this affiliate marketing influencer. She's like a big baller. I remember like pitching her on the chatbots back then when we were starting, and she said like, no, I don't need that. Like people don't want that. I told her, just keep this in mind. Like it's not about if you want it or not. Like whether about, it's more about when you will want it, and if you want to build it with the best one, with the best person in the industry, or if you just want to go with one of my students. Because I was starting to educate people on this, and I really wanted her as a client. So literally 2 years later, she contacted me and she said like, I'm ready. But over this period of time, and this may not be like a sexy story for you because you said, man, it took him 2 years. Like now the times can get way like shorter. But I remember like I kept messaging her, I kept showing her like my how do you say that, like my case studies, my success stories, and I kept sending her like, look, I use this on a info product launch. You should do this. You should do that. Like I kept showing up. She kept watching my Instagram stories, and then she was like, I'm ready. And back then when I pitched her the first time, it was literally free. Like I told her, I'm going to do it for free because I want your case study. I know that you are big and you can help. I can help you. I can give you so much value. Then you can bring back some value. So I was persistent. It was this follow up, and to this day, literally 4 years later, he has been one of my best clients, and she has referred to me so much business from her students, from her network. She's very big on affiliate marketing. So every time she brings a client, I give her like her affiliate commission. She loves it. She brings clients. She gets results, and everybody's happy. So like the moral of that story is like, even if they say no, it's not something that's permanent. Like they say no, at least they replied. At least you have their contacts. And I think that's the name of the game. Like when are they gonna have it? Like people might not see the need for AI right now, but tomorrow when they see all their competitors having bots, having AI stuff running their business, they're going to be like, man, I remember back in the day when this guy contacted me and said that I'll be needing this and that this will help me this and that way. So I think that when you're in business, if you are going to take it this serious, you have to follow up with these people. You have to be persevere and to keep in touch with these people, because a lead that says no, it's not a forever no. It's just not today.
Man, I love that. And, you know, Stephanie, she said the same thing, or very something close. You got to be visible, and people have got to see you. And over time, it just works. I'll go ahead and drop my version of this question. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this crown is for all of CBB. But Ryan B has built a lot of bots over the years. Okay, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys something that you're probably not going to hear anyone ever say, truthfully at least. I don't recall a single time Wendy and I have ever been told no. Ever. And do you know what? We've never made a single phone cold call. We've never sent a single email outreach that was cold. A lot of things were referral for us from the jump, because we put in so much work and we cared. And at the end of the day, here's the real truth for me, at least the way I see it. And this is you see this crown, I would not walk into a meeting like this, but this is how I felt. This is the vibe that I felt when I walked into the place, because of a few simple facts. I'm going to break it down. The fact is, there's absolutely zero reason for you to want to treat your customers badly. Am I correct on that? Can we agree? There's no reason to treat your customers badly. And so if we can agree on that, then we can also agree it's probably a good idea to treat your customers with mad respect, make things easy, accessible, make things seamless, make things work. They don't care if you're running the restaurant. If they ask your Facebook page, can I make a reservation? It is your job, it's your responsibility to provide an answer, because guess what? There's other restaurants around the corner. And if someone else over there who might not be as good as you answers the daggone question, guess who's coming to make reservations or come eat and spend money? Okay, this is a huge deal. This is a huge deal. This is a basic problem. But when you're running a business, you don't think about all of the little things. But you probably feel bad when you don't post on your Facebook in a while. And what do? You panic post. That's what I call it, panic posting. Crap, I'm getting broke. It's like halfway through the month and we're slow. Start posting on Facebook. We're panicking. Panic posting. And you know what I'm saying? This doesn't work. This is just going to make things worse. In many ways, because now your posts are going to probably suck. They're not going to be as thoughtful. You're just thinking about the sales. You're not thinking about brand story. Okay? Like, for me, it's been so easy to say, why would you not want to turn? I would have the evidence, right? It's super easy. Look at their Facebook page or Instagram, whatever, over the course of just 30 days. If you want to like really make them feel a certain way, do 60 days. And you guys can all count with your fingers if you have to. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be able to find out how many comments were left in a 30 to 60 day period. Just scroll, people. Every one of those comments had the potential to become a customer. Okay, this is what it clicked. Shout out to the queen. All bow down. Comment to customer was my thing from the jump. That was what I understood. I was like, oh my God, Facebook just gave us the ultimate gold. This API is insane. This is Tab the Table was built off comment to customer. The whole goal was, let's provide the fastest, easiest way to sell something on Facebook so that we can prove you can make money with marketing. Because as my background was, just so it happens to be, I was all in social media from day one. I was all into that content game. I was a Gary Vee fan, still am. He's dropped some gold. I'm not going to lie. I'll definitely be doing some Gary Vee during May marketing money thing. He taught me a lot of stuff and never charged me anything. And only when I started making money, I bought all his books. You know, but to me, this entire concept of being in the restaurant world, we're not e-commerce. It's not a direct correlation of ad spend to what are you making. That e-commerce is easy. Money in, money out. Duh. Everything else is kind of difficult to determine the ROI, really. Like how much? So this was the question that I came up with. All right, so any business owner that would call me up or say, hey, heard about your stuff. I saw you on the news, whatever. I want your thing for my business. Or tell me what you got. So I'd go there and I'd say, you know, I just got a question. How much money has your Facebook page made you today? If they were in business, or I would say, or don't answer that. It's not even past business time yet. The last 7 days, or how much money has your business made in the last 30 days directly from Facebook that you know? None of them know this, so they have no idea if they're making a single dollar. So then I'll say, okay, well you have an employee that does your social, or you have an agency that does your social, and they charge you whatever, but yet you don't have any idea what is actually happening other than the metrics that you can just click on export from Facebook and get. So you can maybe know the clicks, maybe you know the impressions, all these big words that don't matter, likes, engagements, whatever, but you don't know like what happened. What happens if all that engagement crap was happening where our homie was from on the podcast in Pakistan and your business is in Atlanta, Georgia? This does no good. Who cares about those metrics? They mean nothing, even if you get 1 million clicks. Am I correct? So, like my Uncle Yo Gotti told y'all in the song, it goes down in the DMs. You can do things in the DMs that you cannot do on comments. Am I right about this? You can have conversational journeys that begin with, if you're the winner of this contest, how would you like us to contact you? Quick replies. And they say something like this: call me, text me, email me. I don't want to win. These are your options. Okay? They're going to tell one of the first three. And so when the business owner who's never, ever cared about that stupid Facebook inbox because they're missing all the comments or missing all the messages because they're running their daggone business and they can't trust their employees.
They hate money so much.
Yeah, well, they're just busy. You know, like the thing is, like some of these business owners really just don't know how to use Facebook's apps. They just don't know. And like they want to go a route to try to save money, and they hire someone from within, or maybe they even outsource to an agency, and not all agencies are the same. They don't do all the same things, right? And so when you're not looking for the right result, and instead you're looking for the right continuation of that check as an agency, you're doing the wrong thing. In our game, in conversational design, all the BS is like out the door. We're the data kings and queens of marketing. We see everything. Like, I feel so crazy when the ads are like, oh, the data, don't let your data out there. Like, we are those people. Okay, y'all know that, right? We are the data people that like the world gets warned about, but you can see our faces. We're not bad guys. We're just, this is what we do. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, if I'm just going on one of my tangents, but for me, it's just always been so clear. Get something tangible. If you can't make the sale, at least get an email address. How many email addresses did you make from your Facebook efforts? How many text message signups did you get in the last 30 days from the comment tool? Okay, these were already questions I knew the answers to, because it would be 0. So then the question becomes, and I'll stop. Once I ask these questions that I already know the answers to, because like when I'm walking in, I'm looking at their Facebook page, and 9 times out of 10, I already had a Facebook page replicated as a demo to show them what I mean, because I can say this, and they're like, what the heck does that mean, Ryan? I would be like, look, here's your Facebook page, right, on my phone. Here's my cover photo, your cover photo. My profile, it looks the same, except you got all these likes. This has got no likes, so this is a demo page. But here's your post, here's my post. You've got 35 comments here. I've got no comments here. But watch, I'm going to leave 1 comment, but as I refresh my phone, there's going to be 2. And this made people's heads explode. So I'm saying, look how much money you're leaving on the table. Every one of these commenters, whether they're giving you compliments or whether they're giving you complaints, can be converted or reconverted into a sale again. And if you're not trying, you're dying. I don't know. What you got, Wendy?
I got another question, and I don't know if I should put you all on the spot. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm always ready to be on the spot.
Well, perfect, because I want to see the faces of everyone when I ask this question. Can you, like, get us all?
Yeah, hit me. Go ahead. I like the spotlight on you, but go ahead.
No. I want to see all of your faces. Okay, because we have a lot of newbies and a lot of people who has not sold any bot yet. I would like to know, like, if you don't mind sharing, how much did you charge for your first bot, and how long have you been like learning bot skills when you sold the first one? Like the 3 of you. Let's see, because I know that there's people who doesn't know how much to charge, and they're scared that maybe they're charging too much, too little. How much should I be charging? Like that, I think that's a question that many new people have. Who wants?
I want to go with that because I remember that first client, and I charged $500.
Boom, good answer. Good answer.
To Sam Molay, and then it's not because of this. I'm not going to attribute and say, yeah, he got this because of us, but he was the first lawyer in the 2 Comma Club for ClickFunnels.
Nice.
He got
nice.
A few months after that. He had very good traffic, a very good funnel, very good videos, but then we added the chatbot with the comment reply tool, with the comment growth tools, and it blew, and I didn't even know how to charge. Like, we were in a meeting with him, and we were like, he was like, yeah, just build something. I'm down. How much? The first number came to our head, and it was 500 because it didn't feel like too much. Like, it's not 1,000, but it's not 200. So it's cool. It's good. And that was our first client. And I'll never forget that, because once you close your first client, it's like unlocking the doors to some new world.
It is a breakthrough. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, so that is the same exact amount that I charged my first client. So I participated in a sales boot camp, right? So we had this group, and we were all learning some cool stuff. And they're like, okay, we're going to do a sales boot camp. And I'm like, shit, right? Because, I didn't want to go out there and like try to sell. And, sales were not my forte, right? And I stayed away.
I don't know about that, dude. You're a daggone good salesman, bro.
So because I learned how to present it, right? So I signed up for this boot camp, and while there were other people that were more technically advanced than I was, and they were like, doing their funnels and their, their email drips and all that. I just hit the floor. I was out there presenting, and it was a business owner. It was a restaurant actually that I had a relationship with because I knew the owner, and I showed him some things. He liked it. I charged him 500, and I was like, damn, I should have added another zero to it. But that was the first bot I sold.
That's what's up, man. Well, go ahead.
I sold the solution. Yeah.
I love that you say that, and y'all, for those of y'all that are listening in the back, what he's saying is, and he said this in the group or Discord, one of the two, or in videos. He said, I don't think I ever sold a chatbot. I was like, Danny, what? I only sold solutions to problems. I was like, my man, like with the Denzel meme and everything. That's my identification. I am that Denzel meme every time. My man. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. One of my favorite ones. For me, you want to know the answer? I bet nobody will guess it.
It was free.
I think.
Yes, sir. It was free. And you mean to tell you what I did? I learned on the job training, son. I already had a social media. No lie. Kelly and I, we didn't know each other when we first started doing social media stuff. We were on opposite sides of the U.S. pretty much. I guess Colorado for her, South Carolina, Georgia, line for me. Okay, I'm from Savannah, lived in Hilton Head area now. This is like right across, like it's just like 30 minutes away, same area. Different feel for sure, but different area. For me, I had already a ton of hotels and restaurants at this point. I got very, very lucky when I left working for my degree is hospitality, restaurant, tourism, management stuff, which was, sorry, mom and dad, always a backup. It was like the easiest, most fun degree. I just wanted to get that paper and run my business, whatever that was going to be. And that's all I wanted to do. Okay, but I needed to do the thing, and so I did the thing. But when I decided I was going to leave the hotel world, and I was doing really good even at a young age, I made a lot of connections. That's really what college is about, I think, and that's really what your early work life, when you're working for someone, if you do want to be a business owner one day, who you work for is very important. The boss you have is very important, and sometimes it's not your manager. Sometimes it's not even the owner of that particular spot. Maybe it's someone in corporate if you're in a big spot. For me, shout out to gosh darn Skip and David Price. These are two dudes I owe a lot to because they saw how hard I worked in the hotel while I was in college finishing up. It's also how I met my wife. We were both working in went to the same school, same university, and both were trying to like outdo each other who could have the best job out of graduation in the hospitality world. We like totally competed with each other for the longest time. But when I was like, holy smokes. I had already had a couple social media clients lined up from the jump. As soon as I had like in college, my first one was a New York City Pizza, actually, a pizza parlor that was in college, and I won't even ever tell you how much that was. It wasn't free, but it was like almost free. But the one that I actually did first was free, was for a hotel. And I was like, man, this is going to be so easy. This is awesome. They loved it. They saw results from it immediately. This was a independent hotel, and they had many, many other independent hotels. This one guy who was my boss's boss, David Price, had 64 hotels that he was under, and his region was from New Jersey or New York all the way down to Danny's neck of the woods in Florida. Okay, so my earliest years, from my early 20s, like actually before I was even 21, I can't confirm or can't deny, I had a bunch of hotels out in Florida, Daytona Strip, baby, having fun, son. I know all the Daytona spots. Back then, it was a lot nicer maybe than it was today. I don't know. To me, it was heaven on earth, dude. I had all these hotels and all these restaurants, and I thought I was balling. And at that point, I also had that in my mind. The price point should be around $550 with my limited knowledge and the limited amount of time ads were available on Facebook at that point. I was always under the impression $50 to $100 would be devoted to ads, and everything else would just kind of work. And back then, your $100 on Facebook, I found, would go a heck of a lot farther today. And I ain't talking about just inflation. It was just so new. They were able to push that stuff so much further. And so it was easy for me to get posts with like thousands of likes from actual real paying potential customers back then, because the ads game wasn't so saturated. But that's what I started with. The first one was free. I was already working with the hotel in some capacity, and so I built out the thing while I was learning it, and they were just so impressed. Like, I remember having the little barcodes next to all the bedsides, and it was straight Messenger. If they didn't have Messenger, it didn't work, sorry. It had the little Messenger icon printed out on the thing, but it looked cool, whatever. And so if they did have Messenger, which like 95% of guests either had it or downloaded it just to try it, and so they could see all the little features. And they couldn't have conversations. It would say, sorry, I didn't understand that, every time they typed something I wasn't expecting. but I had lots of buttons to click. And I was like, if you need anything, you just click on that. And I was learning, man. And so I took that, what I learned, and I said, okay, well, here's what I could expect. The next hotel, I did charge $550. And that was kind of my price all the way through. And then eventually, the highest Wendy and I ever got, she was $5,000 a month.
I think, and just to add this, because now that you said like $5,000 a month, Danny Quiroz was asking, was that a one-time buy or MRR? And I remember the first bots that I was creating, because I was really very, very, very new to business. And I was just charging one time. And now I said, like, it's not a business. It's not like business live on cash flow. And it's not a business if you need to keep on.
Exactly. So point.
Prospecting and looking for new business, because you will always be literally chewing your nails until you don't have any fingers left. It's a burnout. Yeah, like the game. And we have something very cool here, because we can be updating, we can implement new things. And the game now, it's just getting them into this monthly recurring revenue. That's a healthy business. That's a healthy mind, and will give you a lot of sanity, because otherwise it's not sustainable.
That's such a good point, dude. And look, so I remember, not a lot of people know this. I don't talk about this very much, but I've never ever been fired or let go of a job before, ever. But I've always been like a hustler, Gary Vee type of dude. But the last job that I worked for, I got let go, surprisingly, right before COVID. And like, looking back, and I never really got a good reason why. The dude wasn't really big enough to tell me why. If it was, I think it could have been money, but I don't want to say. I'm not going to get into it. But had that not have happened, I might have still been there, side hustling, not ever reaching my full potential. And I feel like God was like, dude, I've given you all the signs, you've got all the security, I'm going to kick your butt out of here myself. When I look back at it, that's what it feels like. Boy, I'll tell you, I'd be lying, and my name ain't Ryan if I told you I didn't cry that next day, boy, because it's January 1st, got no freaking job at 2020. I'm like, what the heck? Now, thank God, seriously, I did have those clients. And I said, thank goodness I'd always had, like, not a backup, but, like, had that. Because I didn't, for once, like, fear for not paying a bill. Thank you, Jesus. I'd never had that problem. Because I've just been a person that likes to hustle and not let anybody down. Had a wife at the time, you know what I'm saying? No baby yet, but I had a responsibility, dude. And so I was like, you know what? That's cool. The next day, I remember it was the January 2nd at this point. I was like, I'm going to give myself, till the end of the month. I'm going to give myself to the end of January. I'm good. I got a little bit of money saved. I'm straight. I'm going to give myself to the end of the month, and we'll see if I can't make the exact same money that I was making before I was let go of this job. And that job was like $85,000 a year. I thought I was balling, by the way. Anyways, I made it real quick. By what was it, the third week in January, I had made it back by like minus a couple $100. But after, like, when you did the really math, like, it was right there. By February the next month, I was making more, and I was like, bet. And you know what the first thing I did was? Bought a new truck. First thing I did, dude, I was like, I'm getting rid of this truck. I'm getting a brand new one, so I'll be Gucci for a while. And I love that truck, man. It's a kind of a gangster kind of truck, my Silverado, but that's my story. And ever since then, I was just pushing as hard as I could until I couldn't push any harder. And apparently I ignored some very tiny female in a comment section. And that turned out to be the best thing I could have ever done, because that's how Wendy's in the picture. And Wendy changed my life, my family's life, years and years ago. And we've been unstoppable. And without her, I would have been stopped long ago. But with Wendy at my side, we've now grown to a growing team. We've got the bot queen backing us. We've got Danny. We've got Luis. We've proven that everything is possible. And we're seeing right now, the platform was kind of like a punching bag in a way. I felt bad almost. They've got 35 milli in investments that they talk about. We got zero in investments because we don't want to owe any money. We don't want to be at anyone's, like, I don't want to be on anybody's leash. If my people want something, I want to give it to them, man. And I want to do it in the best way. But people like Luis, people like Danny, you guys are leaders. And you speak a language that I suck at speaking, lo siento. But I appreciate you guys being good role models and examples and pushing all the people to participate and make us better. And that's why I think we're the best. It's nothing to do with me, really, at all. At all, for sure. All it is the community that we've got, looking out for each other and making sure that I'm on top of things, making sure I update things, and give me about 100 feature requests a day. But at least most of the time, it's done with a smile on people's faces. And that's why we do it. We want to see everybody win, because at the end of the day, what, Wendy? If they're not winning, we got to find new jobs.
Yeah, 100%. If they are making progress, they're winning, they're selling chatbots, and they're learning how to solve issues, they will be with us for life. And that's what we want. And that's what you want from your clients. You want them to be happy. You want them to be getting more money, more clients from your chatbots, because that's how they stay with you. And I don't know who's get you some, but hey, how are you? Hope you had fun and you laughed with me and not about me on stage, because I was so nervous that day. So thank you.
I'll answer this question just because, like, I don't know if you guys want to. So we don't build chatbots anymore at Chatbot Builder. We can't do that because, unlike ChatFuel, I'll put them all out there. We don't compete with our own customers. Okay, look at ChatFuel's website. And apparently, they sell you the platform, but I'd be careful building on that thing, son, because they have their own bot building services. And by the way, to connect Google Sheets, just to connect your chatbot to Google Sheets, that's $100. $100.
Well,
okay.
The good thing about that is that they can go there, check that menu, and check how much.
That's the perfect pricing list, dude. I'd be like, look, here's VoiceFlow's pricing list. They're a meta business partner like us, but there's their pricing. We'll just chop that down just a little bit, because you see their pricing. We'll just chop that down. The way they price that thing out, they made the most simple, basic bot like $3,000 or something crazy like that. If you did all those different things, but the chatbot builders of today, in general, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 build fee and then a maintenance fee. I'll go ahead and tell you guys, in my experience, and you're going to have experts that have done things in their own way. I'm very interested to hear what Danny and Luis have to say about this. They were in other platforms that I was not in, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I never, and if I was going to be responsible for the thing, building the thing, I would not ever leave the client responsible to break it, because I know as soon as I walk away, I'm going to get that call, oh, my thing's broke, or you made this thing and it's not working. So I never would I would never just like build and dip. I was always about that reoccurring check. Always. And the highest that I ever have gotten was from a senator, actually. And it was we weren't like pushing at this time to get new business, but it was $6,000 a month is what we hit him with. And like, he didn't even flinch. And the way it works in politics,
I need some hero.
The way it works in politics is like, they'll care a lot if they have an opponent. And so what happens is, you'll do some work when it comes down time to like voting season, maybe. And if there's an opponent, then like, yeah, like you might, whatever you agreed on might be like times 10, depending on how big they are locally, or how deep they are. They have deep pockets when necessary. I can tell you that. But when it's not necessary, they're not great clients to have, because they're just doing their own thing. They don't need you. You're not as important until you are. Put it that way. Is what I've seen. So six is as high as I've personally ever successfully quoted someone on a monthly fee. But the largest lump sum I've ever seen was actually Sutter Home Wine, and that was a chatbot sold roughly about $75,000, and it was only on Messenger, and it was kind of trash, to be quite honest. It was like, imagine a carousel, looking through a carousel, except it's just a list. It's just, so imagine, like, I remember seeing this, like, choking a little bit inside and like dying a little bit, because I knew who developed it. It was a big, large agency, and they're very, very good at all things except this. And they're still not good at AI yet, but they're getting there. But like, there was just like, imagine like a card dump, like 25 pictures in a row. Imagine that experience on Messenger. You like hit go, yeah, I want to get a recipe for Chardonnay and cheeseburgers or something, and boop, 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 all the way down. It's like, oh, you're gonna like kill this user, dude. I don't know, maybe a little dramatic. What up? We got President Bush in the house. What's up, baby? Yes, large bot, 1 year deal, trade is always an option. So I love the community's always giving advice, man. Y'all keep doing that and keep being friendly and keep it.
We should have
keep it CBB. Yeah, $6,000 for a month makes me a millionaire. So, man, listen, dude, I know exactly who you are. We've emailed. You're going to be a millionaire. You're going to be one of those 100 people that I keep mentioning that I believe we are going to actually make millionaires within the next, maybe 9 months now. I absolutely think you will be one. Anyways, we've been on here about an hour, guys. I don't want to take up more of your time. All y'all are charging me for this anyways, right? I'm sure I'll get the invoice. But it's worth it to have you guys on, as always. Any final thoughts, last words, any questions you guys have out there? Y'all let us know, because we're about to hop off. What you got? Any final thoughts there, Luis?
I think that I was looking at one comment there. So what did you? Let me see. Trade is always an option. Yeah, I think like so for all of you that are starting, I think that trade is always a good option. Like, maybe don't charge them money, but when you're starting, basically you and I think everyone here, at one point when we were starting, we sucked at it. Like, you're going to suck, and that sucks. But yeah, well, that's the game. That's part of the game. And when you feel like you still suck at this, you don't have any client, you don't have any proof, I think like going for what you said, like working for free or being completely honest and transparent with these potential clients of yours, saying, hey man, listen, this is going to be my first deal, but I'm going to be so committed with you to make this work for you, to make you money back, to make your time worth even talking with me right now in this meeting, and start for free. I think that's one of the best things that will bring you so much confidence, to have 1 or 2 or 3 clients, because I know it's a different game to go and don't have any social proof, don't have anything to back you up, and that to go with, I have these 2 clients, these are they were this successful, we managed to do this and that and generate them X and Y. And that's playing a whole different game, also with your confidence. Even if you are not charging for them, I think that's safe to say one of the safest plays that you can make, and start a good starting point for all of you guys who are just starting with this. And then when you have these clients, when you have this stack of proof that you can do this 1 time, 2 times, then 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, 5,000 setup fees, trust me, they won't feel like wow, how are they doing that? It's just going to become so natural.
Love that. No, I think you could not be any more correct. What do you got, Danny? Anything good for us, man?
Yeah, one of the things that I do, just like Luis, is I don't suggest anything that I haven't done, right? So I would suggest leveraging people's gifts and talents, right? So there's a lot of people in CBB in the community that already hitting the ground running. They might have some relationships with clients or with other agencies that are not providing what we can provide, right? So teaming up with them, right? So I've teamed up with Fernando and with Pedro, right? They are ninjas, in the tech space, so I can go out there and sell more bots or solutions, right? I teamed up with a guy from Dubai, like early in the year, where we built something really cool for a medical company in Dubai, right? So the sky's the limit, guys, and there is no shortage of demand for what you have. And CBB is you got the cookie.
That's major facts. This is fine. I'll say before I hand it over to Wendy, this is such an unsaturated market. This video is going to age so well. This video is going to gain so many more views because people are starving. Let me take that back. People that are paying attention are starving for this content, not the wife beater dudes trying to do some chalkboard stuff and show you all the things and kind of like, just make the bot this way. Like, this is so lame. This is not value. This is like, look at me. None of us are YouTubers here. I think, Luis, you could probably be an actor. You look like you got the type. You could probably go run like a script.
Some of the Latinos told me that Ryan looked like Brad Pitt like 2 years ago or something. Yeah, and I have the screenshots.
Don't you do that to me. Don't you make me turn red on this thing, man. I can't be doing that. Listen, chatbot builders, man. Chatbot builders are going to run stuff. I've always thought this, and it's just everyone that has ever played in this space and figured out, I can make this happen. I wish I could do that. Well, that now you can do. And it is getting easier and easier and easier because I'm getting pressured by everyone at CBB because we want to be the best. And it's not because of an ego thing. It's we want the best for our clients. That's what it is about. We want the best for them. And for me, I always would be upset if I knew there was something that I couldn't give my client because I was like handcuffed because of the technology that I was currently using. And if that was the case, I was like, well, how can I work around this? And in certain cases, I just said, okay, well, we're just having to do this ourselves. We're going to build this ourselves. We're going to do it ourselves. And we're going to continue to do that. And we're going to continue to be the best because of you guys. Wendy, take us out. What you got? No more hard questions, man. My head's hurt.
No more questions. No more questions.
And I'm just kidding. I love you so much. Thank you for all the good questions.
Yeah. So Luis was talking about being honest that, okay, this is my first gig and how much I can do. And Danny is talking about leveraging the fact that you're in a great community. But I want to add to those two, the fact that you can be super honest and leverage the connections that you have right now and tell the prospect you have, the lead that you have, hey, this is one of the first bots I'm going to build. This is the first time I'm doing it for someone else that is not me. But don't worry, because if I run into any issue, I have direct contact with the CEO of the company and he can help me out. I have direct contact with the support system that can help me help you better and faster if I face any issues. So that's something that I think you should have in mind, that you're not alone. You have the community, you have Ryan, you have us in support, like you have Kelly, you have Danny, you have all of us. You're not alone.
That's right.
That's a great point. And I'll just end it with, I'll say it again. The chatbot queen herself, I would consider us very, friends at this point. I've admired her, learned from her, and now we get to work with her. She's the queen, man. She could have gone and done anything she wanted to do with any chatbot company on this earth or any other planet out there with chatbots. I don't know. I can't pronounce the names of those planets yet. We didn't learn about those in my day. She could have chose anything, okay? But for me, she's just a part of. She is CBB, man. As I said that to the guy last night or the other day, some people just belong, and without her, it wouldn't exist anyways. So if the woman who is probably taught and inspired more people on this rock called Earth, if that does not give you the confidence to say, screw it, I'm done, I'm going to leave this legacy nonsense behind, I'm going to level up. If that doesn't do it, then you probably should stay exactly where you are, while the rest of us, like Elon Musk, rocket to Mars, man, because like we're leaving everyone in the dust, and it's so much fun to see. And it's so much fun for our clients to win. And it's so much fun to offer a service that essentially becomes a utility bill. And when you put in the work, I've busted my back holding very heavy video equipment, running around. Not that I don't love doing that kind of thing, but man, I'm getting older. I want to spend time with my family. Like Stephanie was saying, she's prioritizing her daughter. She wants to spend time with her daughter and work at her own terms. That's what you're doing, Luis. You're able to have that flexible lifestyle with your, your girl being such a boss. I'm not going to put your business out there. She's such a boss with what she does, and for you to be such a boss to do what you do, it's cool to see the flexible lifestyles. And, Wendy, Andy's incredible. I mean, this dude's going to be, hopefully my Vivi's husband one day. Arranged marriage in America, that might be a thing. But like for us, all four of us, to be able to live the lives that we choose to live and not be forced to do what I was also forced to do. Like everyone, I guess, is forced to do at some point, is to go to a job that before you've gotten out of bed, you're like, oh, I don't want to get up and go to this place, man. If you've ever felt that, dude, it's the worst. Now, no matter what, I can't have no matter what crap I get in the day, whether it's someone saying I suck, or my videos suck, or I don't let people talk, or whatever, I get all the crap. At least I'm doing this, and I'm not having to do things I don't want to do, and I'm helping people. Maybe not everyone, but I know for a fact I'm helping people have better lives. And their clients are happy, and our clients are happy, and that makes me happy. And that's all I gotta say. I can't think of any other industry I'd rather be in. And it's finally here, what we've all been waiting for in AI and chatbots. Like, it's happening right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be one of the first to own this thing and slay it like a dragon. Anything else before we pop off out of here, guys?
It's the AI gold rush.
It's the pre-gold rush, baby. Get in there early, deep into it. No one's catching you. I'll see you later. Holla at your boy Danny, Mr. Luis. I appreciate you so much for joining us, man. As always, it's a privilege to learn from you. And I'm going to be making lots of. Hopefully, when Asta feels better, obviously Asta, he'll be making some gangster clips like he always does for our social. You always get. I'm sure you'll be getting us some extra likes. More of you, less of me. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate you as always.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. And it was a pleasure to share with you guys.
Yeah, well, I know we'll have you back. The fan club loves you, and I do too, man. So I'll holler at you. Wendy, me and you. Like it always has been, right? I appreciate you so much. CBB, as you know, could not exist without you. Shout out to Richie. Shout out to Andy. They're all the CBB fam. And I think we're going to have, you know what? We need to have Richie on so he can help explain some things that he sees from his side of the coin, of the journey. And specifically, I want to show people that Heijen's like voodoo he's done. I want to activate that welcome message on our bot so we can do like the Apple thing, like the graphic I made. I'm sure Asta, or you could make a way more gangster one. And like, I think by default, I want my voice to be in the German voice. By the way, let's make that or French. Either German or French will be the first option, then English. And so people are just gonna hit that first option, and be like, "Oh crap, what did I click?" Just because that's funny. But your husband is the master.
Yeah, it's so funny to do that.
But thank you so much for all you do and taking care of all of our, especially our, for those that don't know. Wendy onboards and is in charge of our entire agency and partnership platform side of things, and she's just so good with people, as you can see in the comments. I mean, people love Wendy. Oh, there's Asta. Asta, go to bed, play a man. Asta, eat your chicken noodle soup, man, and feel better, bro. But as you can see in the comments, like, people love Wendy, and it's because, well, I think it's because she's just an amazing person. But truthfully, she's not gonna it's gonna be hard to find someone that cares more about other people than Wendy and myself, especially when we know that they care or at least are trusting in us to deliver. Wendy has never let me down, and she's always been there. And I promise to her I always will be there for her too. And y'all need to know that we are unstoppable. We cannot be stopped. Can't stop, won't stop. No Diddy hashtag. I can't believe I said that. Anything before I pop you off here, Wendy?
That we all love you, and thank you for these spaces, and thank you for this platform, Brian. We love you.
Facts. We got Brian on there too. What up, B? Yeah, man. I hope you like. Yeah, I'll holler at you after this. Now that I know you're up, I already gave you a shout out earlier. Thanks for watching, and thank you, Wendy. I'll holler at you later. Bye. And so, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little ditty here. It's always fun to have people all over the world, from Florida to Fiji to Cali to Mexico to Canada, and beyond, all the way to Pakistan. I'll tell you, this is a really fun time to be in AI. It shouldn't be a frustrating time in AI. You should not be sitting there frustrated with flows, man. Get out of this. Look, Danny and I showed y'all what was it, last June or July? I don't know what the month. I don't know the month. Every day's the same to me, except Sunday because I go to church. But we've been telling you guys, get away from the flow builder, man. I mean, it's a core product. I get it, even with us. But you don't even have to use it. Period. We've made it so easy, breezy, beautiful chatbot builder world. You've got to just try it if you're interested at all in building AI solutions for businesses. And you're interested in money, you like money, and you don't like wasting time, and you like being around high quality people, and you don't like to be around scammers. Quality over quantity, okay? Not all bots are the same. Not all groups are the same. I'm sorry if I'm not the perfect YouTube host or personality, but you're going to get the real. That's what you're going to get. And I think that's worth a little bit. For all of you guys that are just so supportive, I can't thank you enough. My family thanks you. We're a small business, guys. We don't have $35 million to play with. I don't know what they've done with that money. Somebody needs to find out, because they're behind. Everybody's behind. And we're going to keep on grinding until I can't. Okay? And we do it for you. Appreciate you guys so much. All this is impromptu redneck speak, but it's coming from the heart. And I hope you feel that. I love y'all. Peace.